There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Time again for the Underdog Show, starring that champion of champions, Underdog.
When criminals in this world appear and bring the laws that they should fear and frighten all who see or hear, the cry goes up both far and near for Underdog. 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 Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting all who love or plunder. Underdog. Underdog.
Finished. My camera ray is complete. With this ray, I'll be able to turn any living thing into a picture. All right, Mousy. Simon says hold it. It works! Now everybody will have to do what Simon says. I'll conquer the world!
And so, bright and early the next morning, Simon set out to conquer the world.
But first, I have to take care of the police.
Well, sir, what can we do for you?
I've come to take your picture.
My picture? Well. Now, just let me put on my hat.
Simon says hold it. Very good likeness.
Hey, he turned the chief into a picture. Let's get him, boys.
Simon says hold it.
Hey, he turned the whole squad into a picture.
I'll get him with this grenade.
Simon says hold it. Now there's only one problem left. Turn Underdog into a picture. First, I shall capture Sweet Polly. And then, when Underdog comes to rescue her, I'll turn him into a picture and tear it up.
Simon Bar Sinister.
You're coming with me.
No, never. Oh, help! Oh, help! Help!
Unhand that lady, you foul fiend.
Get out of here, you shoeshine boy.
Help! Help! Help!
Shoeshine didn't dare reveal his true identity in front of Simon and Sweet Polly. But as soon as they were gone, he stepped swiftly into a nearby telephone booth and became Underdog.
Simon has Polly, so I must be quick. My brilliant brain will do the trick.
And Underdog's great brain soon came up with an ingenious answer.
My plan is clear. I am not slow. Now hip, 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 and away we go.
Help! Oh, help!
Now, my proud beauty, I'm going to turn you into a picture. Simon says, Underdog.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Simon says, hold it.
But Underdog had the answer to the camera ray. Quickly, he held up a mirror, and the rays bounced right back and turned Simon into a picture. Immediately, Underdog released Sweet Polly.
Oh, thank you, Underdog. But what about the chief and the squad and those two with the funny baseball?
Underdog's brilliant brain had told him that if he turned the lens of the camera around, it would turn the pictures back into people. Thank you, Underdog.
Just one more picture, then we're through. I'll turn the ray upon those two. And now you see my job is done. I have saved them, everyone.
My hero.
Yes, I am a true hero, so it's hip, 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 and away I go.
Look in the sky. It's a plane.
It's a bird.
It's a frog.
A frog, not plane or bird or even frog. It's just little old me. Underdog.
With things running smoothly in Bongo Congo, good King Leonardo had an opportunity to turn his thoughts to international affairs and the world situation.
Odie, I've been reading that other kings and heads of state are always taking goodwill tours of foreign countries. Makes for good relations and all that sort of thing. Good for business, too. I'd like you to arrange a tour for me.
What country would you like to tour, Your Highness?
Confound it, I don't care what country it is. Although they do say, see America first.
Then America it is, sire.
The tour was arranged, and all of Bongo Congo turned out to see the king and Odie off. Everyone, that is, except those two villainous villains, Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat. Itchy and Biggie, having heard about the tour of America, decided that this would be a golden opportunity to do away with the king, and had already flown to New York to make the necessary, preparations. We see them now in a dingy little hotel room off Times Square.
Gee, Big, how much longer are we gonna be, roped into this rat hole?
Watch your language, Fleabag.
Okay, Big, I dig. But when are we gonna clobber the king?
I got it all planned out, see? According to the paper here, Kingsley and Colony arrive tomorrow. They're gonna have a ticker tape parade up Broadway. While all the squares are throwing tape, we'll be throwing something else.
Concrete confetti, maybe? Look out below, bombs away, and all that jazz, eh? Kablum! And no more king!
The next morning, the king and Odie, unaware of the sinister plot against them, arrived in New York for a tumultuous welcome and began the traditional ticker tape parade up Broadway.
Listen to that cheering True Blue, Odie. They love me in New York.
Yes, they loved him in New York. But high above the street, the two traitors prepared to deliver their own kind of welcome.
Okay. Now, when Kingsley's car gets right below, you start dropping the furniture, see?
On target, bombs away!
Now they're showering me with gifts. Oh, warm-hearted people, these Americans. You bubble-headed, bumbling bombardier. You missed him every time. When you bomb somebody, you hit him. Like this.
Okay, I dig. But what's our next hot plot?
It says in the paper that Kingsley is going to take a ride through Central Park. I think he's going to have a little accident, see?
Yes, one of the things most tourists do in New York is ride through Central Park in one of the famous hansom cabs.
This looks like a fine cab, sire.
Nonsense, nonsense. It only has a driver. Now, this cab has a driver and a footman. When I go first class. Get in, Odie. Once around the park, my good man. Yeah. Get out, you. Confound it, everybody's passing us. Faster, driver, faster. Oh, you want to go fast, eh? Yeah.
Like bon voyage, brother.
Well, this is more like it. Now we're passing them.
I fear we are going too fast, sire. Something is amiss.
Calling all cars, reckless driver in Central Park. All right, you two, I'm taking you in for reckless driving.
You can't do that. I'm the king of Bongo Congo. I'm a guest of the city.
You're going to be a guest of the city, all right. Let's go. Who you got there? Reckless driver, some kind of kook. Thinks he's a king. Boy, we get some buttes. Lock him up. Uh-oh. King tours city.
And so, of course, the king and Odie were released. But what of Biggie and Itchy?
According to the paper, Kingsley and Colony are going to Coney Island, and I got connections in Coney. Now, here's what we're going to do.
What is in store for King Leonardo at Coney Island? Will the Ferris wheel play fair? Will the roller coaster roll right? Will the king and Odie have fun in the fun house? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Coney Island Calamity.
Early one spring, Tennessee and Chumley planted a watermelon patch in the Megapolis Zoo.
A lot of work, Chumley, but it will be worth it. I can taste that watermelon already.
Same with me, Tennessee.
Then weeks later, a drought hit the city. Water was drying up everywhere.
henceforth, water is to be used only for drinking and bathing. Those who disobey may be put in jail.
And back at the Megapolis Zoo,
Our watermelon patch. It's drying up.
Gee, Tennessee, no watermelon.
Stop it, Chumley. I can't stand to see a walrus cry. Anyhow, I've got a plan to save our watermelon.
Gee, Tennessee, you're swell.
Put me down, you dim-witted walrus. We've got to put my plan into action.
and a short while later in Stanley Livingston's office.
Hello? Who? Oh, Sergeant Badge.
Yes, Mr. Livingston. Someone at your zoo is using far too much water. You are the keeper of the zoo, and that makes you responsible.
Responsible? Oh, yes. I'll stop it immediately. Hooked to my office faucet. So that's it. Well, I'll just follow this hose and... Tennessee tuxedo! Stop! Stop!
Sorry, Stanley, you startled me. Now, I'll just get back to watering my garden, so...
Give me that hose, Tennessee. You know the mayor isn't allowing anyone to water a garden. Give me that hose.
Okay, Stanley.
Tennessee!
Gee, Tennessee, what's the pole for?
Well, Stanley locked up our hose, so we've got to find another way to get water from the faucet to our watermelon patch. That pole is for bolting us out of here so we can go see Mr. Whoopi. Come on, put your hands here. Now, let's go! So you see, Mr. Whoopi, we've got to get the water to our garden, or our watermelons will be ruined.
And boy, I just love watermelon.
So, it's water you need, is it? Well, I wouldn't want to leave you high and dry, get it? Well, let's get the fabulous three-dimensional blackboard. Now, let me see. What you're trying to do is get water to dry land. The name for doing that is irrigation.
Irrigation?
Yes. Even years and years ago, the ancient Egyptians and Babylonians had the same kind of problem you have.
No kidding. What did they do?
Well, they dug small ditches from their rivers or wells to their dry land. Then they dipped the water out and poured it into ditches so it flowed out to the dry land.
Well, I don't think we could get away with digging ditches in Stanley's yard. Any other way?
Well, on many farms today, water is carried to the farmland by way of long lengths of pipe, or in some cases, troughs.
I think I've got it. Come on, Chumley. Let's get back to our watermelons. And thanks, Mr. Whoopi. That's it, Chumley. When Mr. Whoopi said pipes or troughs, right away I thought of these pipes and gutters on Stanley's office. Come on down and we'll set these up.
Yeah, but Tennessee, I got another...
Please, Chumley, come on. Just drop what you're doing and get down here.
Okay, Tennessee.
Chumley. There. Beautiful. A perfect job. All right, Chumley, turn on the water. I said turn on the water.
And soon back at Stanley Livingston's office.
What? Again? Oh, no, Sergeant Badge.
Oh, yes, Mr. Livingston. You stop that water in the zoo and keep it stopped, or I'm sending a patrol wagon to pick you up.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
One more time and you go to jail. Now stop that water.
At once, right away. Tennessee! I'm putting padlocks on my water faucets.
Gee, Tennessee, I guess our watermelons are finished for sure. Now,
I know he put locks on the water faucets, but there must be other places to get water.
Where?
Grab onto this pole and we'll go find out. From Mr. Whoopi. So we can't use the water faucet anymore, Mr. Whoopi. What now?
Well, rivers can be used for irrigation. That's one reason why huge dams have been built across many rivers, like Hoover Dam in Colorado. These dams trap the river water in reservoirs. Then, as it's needed, it's piped out to dry land, just like your watermelon patch.
Beautiful, Mr. Whoopi. Only, we don't have any river in the Megapolis Zoo.
Then it looks like you'll have to get yourself a well.
Sounds like a deep subject, Mr. Whoopi.
Oh, yeah. Well, in places where water is very deep in the ground, wells are drilled. Piping is used with a large drill on the end, and the machine bores this drill into the ground until water is reached. Then, motors pump the water up to the top of the ground.
Aha. That's water, all right, Mr. Whoopi. But we haven't got all that equipment.
Well, you could try the older way of digging a well. You just use a shovel. Then, if the water on your land is shallow enough, you just keep digging down until you strike water. You bring the water to the surface with a bucket and a rope.
That's perfect. Phineas J. Whoopi, you're the greatest.
But wait! Water on your land may be down too deep.
All right, Chumley, you start digging the well, and I'll start digging ditches to spread the water around our watermelon patch. I can just taste those watermelons now. Boy, nothing like Chumley! Chumley! Chumley!
Gee, Tennessee, what's the matter?
You are filling up my ditches as fast as I dig them. Kindly throw your dirt higher.
Okay, Tennessee.
Chumley! Chumley! Chumley!
Sorry, Tennessee.
Meanwhile, Stanley Livingston was stepping into his daily shower.
I love to sing in the shower. I love to sing.
And back at the hole.
Gee, Tennessee, I struck something. I cannot dig past it.
Hit it, Chumley! Hit it again, harder! Hit it again, harder! A gusher, Chumley! We hit a gusher!
Unfortunately, the gusher was actually the main underground water pipe for the Megapolis Zoo.
My shower stopped. Why? It can't be that... Oh, no. The police are coming for me. Tennessee must have done it again. I've got to find him.
Uh-oh, Chumley. Look who's coming. I must have been all wet about our gusher. I think we hit the zoo's water pipe. Quick, our pole.
There, Sergeant Badge. There are the real water stealers.
Well, Stanley managed to blame everything on us, Chumley. Looks like we're going to get our just desserts.
Gee, Tennessee, I certainly hope mine is watermelon.
Chumley, I think you've got water on the brain.
In our last episode, King Leonardo and his faithful companion, Odie Coloni, had flown to New York to begin a goodwill tour of the United States. What they did not know was that those two arch-villains, Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat, had gotten to New York first and prepared a most unwelcome welcome. Learning that the King and Odie were going to take a ride around Central Park, they disguised themselves as cabbies and arranged an accident. Like bon voyage, brother! But once again, the King emerged unharmed.
According to the paper, the King and Colony are going to Coney Island. And I got connections in Coney. Now, here's what we're going to do.
And so the unsuspecting King and Odie arrived at Coney Island Amusement Park for an afternoon of fun and frolic.
What ride will we take first, Odie? The roller coaster? The Dodgers? The big wheel?
Yeah, don't be a square, man. All the cats are taking the newest sprinkling rides called the Duck.
Well, now, if that's what the natives recommend, I think we ought to try it. Come, Odie. Lead on, my good man.
Right in here, gents. For the thrill of a lifetime, just sit on this seat and I'll start up the machinery.
Unfortunately, the King and Odie were completely unaware that they had become part of a shooting gallery.
Oh, they missed him. Point blank range, and they missed him. Oh, say, that was exciting. Very clever, these Americans. Thought for a minute there that those were real bullets they were using. What'll we ride on next, True Blue Odie?
I'd like a ride on that big Ferris wheel, sire.
Well, this will be pretty tame for me. But I'll go along for the ride, True Blue Odie.
The Ferris wheel ride was not to be as tame as the king thought, because the infamous Biggie Rat had taken over the controls. The Ferris wheel, with our two heroes as the only passengers, began to revolve at a dizzying speed. Then suddenly, Biggie applied the brakes. The king and Odie were catapulted through the air and landed on the roller coaster track.
Whew! Well, where are we, Odie?
I think... Oh, look out! Run for it, sire!
It's gaining! Quite a ride, isn't it?
The timing is superb. Such ingenious people, Americans.
And much obliged, my good man. Well, what next, True Blue Odie?
I've had about enough, sire. With your permission, I'll just sit this one out.
Oh, a party pooper. Well, go ahead. I'm going to try the fun house.
And so the king and Odie parted company. But as True Blue Odie sat down, he saw something that made him fear for King Leonardo.
Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. My king must be in danger. I shall follow and see what those two traitors are up to.
Approaching quietly, Odie heard Biggie and Itchy talking of their next plot against Leonardo.
Casey just went into the fun house, and now we're gonna have some fun. Pretty soon now, he's gonna pass right by this opening. And when he does, pow!
Okay, Big, I dig. We like crown the king, give him a knock on the noggin.
But the quick-thinking Odie Coloni seized the nearest weapon, an empty pop bottle, and did some plain and fancy noggin knocking himself. He then went around and calmly waited for the king to come out of the funhouse.
One fit for a king. These Americans really know how to do things right. And isn't it great that we aren't being bothered by those two wretches, Biggie and Itchy?
How true, Your Highness. How true.
But even as Odie spoke, Biggie and Itchy were pulling themselves together. Has Odie managed to knock sense into their heads? Or will Biggie Rat once again plot a new plot against King Leonardo? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Oh.